Hi everyone, I am Sudhakar Shanbhag, a former sports journalist. I am here on the sets of Doordarshan today to interview a very talented sports journalist, a very hard-working sports journalist from Goa. He is Rohit Bhandiye.
Namaskar.
Sports journalism is his passion, and he has been pursuing sports journalism, writing many articles covering various events both in Goa and out of Goa, with a very diehard passion for the field. He has been into this profession for the last 10 to 15 years as I know him. But in the due course, he has not only written articles, but he has gone on to publish two very informative books. The first being My Take on Sports, which was I think about 10 years back. And of late, I think last year, he came out with his new book, Sports Commentary, which is basically a compilation of all his sports articles which he has written over the years. I welcome with great privilege and honor that I am here to interview Rohit. Welcome to the sets of Doordarshan, Rohit.
Thank you so much, Sudhakar.
So first and foremost, let me congratulate you because you have come out with two wonderful books, My Take on Sports and Sports Commentary, which is your latest publication. And in fact, I am very happy that I was present during that first interview which you came up with, My Take on Sports. I was there to interview you. I have seen you grow in this field over the last decade. So can you tell me, you are an engineer by qualification, you have been doing your job, but then how did this bug of sports journalism get to you?
Yeah, Sudhakar, actually you are right. Actually my background is I am a computer engineer by profession, and also I have done MBA, but sports has always been my passion since childhood. Since we were like addicted to sports since like school days, you can say. So we should watch the cricket matches, football matches on television and Doordarshan and all, and newspapers and all. The first thing you read is only about sports pages. So that's how the bug started actually. Sports Star magazine, we have like literally grew up reading sports, and we used to idolize all the celebrities, sports person that time. Sachin was there, Azharuddin was there, Kapil Dev was there. So like growing up with the icons, I also always thought like to get into this field one day. Like it has been like a passion since childhood, and so that is how it started basically. It was like how you take fish to water. So that was like I was inclined to sports and maybe writing also one day. So never thought I will be coming up with two books, and both my books has been foreword, means they endorse actually foreword written by two Olympic medalists, legends of Indian sports. One is Saina Nehwal, My Take on Sports, the first book which was released in 2016, and recently I have come up with this new book, Sports Commentary. So that book foreword has been written by Gagan Narang, another Olympic medalist. So to both my books has been endorsed by two Olympic legends. Actually this is an achievement for any sport journalist in Goa, because no sports journalist in Goa has written a foreword has written books whose foreword has written endorsed by Olympic medalists. So it's actually a big thing.
How did you manage to convince them to write the foreword, in the sense that of course it's a great honor and privilege to have both of them writing forewords for your two books. So how did you manage to convince them, or how was the connection with these two personalities?
See, this both the books are actually a collection of my articles which I used to write in various newspapers and magazines across Goa and India also. So the thing is that first book, Saina, who had written the foreword, so I had met Saina a couple of times in Hyderabad during an interaction, and actually had interviewed her a couple of times. So the thing is that I compiled my article there in 2016. So those articles were basically from 2012 till 2016. So I sent a soft copy to Saina Nehwal, and she must have liked the articles. I think that's what. Otherwise, she would have never agreed with that. So she was really happy to write the foreword of the book, and I was too myself was also very happy from her. She is such a big personality. She acknowledged my mail, and because she had given her email address to me, so that's why I was in touch with her, and so she acknowledged and told that she'd be honored to write the foreword of the book. So that's all how it started, and she gave the foreword. Then it took nearly about 3 to 4 months from her writing foreword and the book finally getting out. And she herself released the book in Bangalore. That was in 2016. So that was, she was training for the Rio Olympics, and she gave a personalized copy of autograph for that book also, which I still have that. So that is how it started. And one more thing is that she had become world #1 on my birthday, 2nd April, and what a coincidence that she wrote the foreword of the book. So that was like divine intervention, I feel. The girl who becomes world #1 on her birthday, the same girl wrote the foreword of the maiden book. That was the first book. The second book also, now Saina had set a bar such high that I always wanted like some big personality, big celebrity sports person to write the second book. So after 2016, so this book was released in 2025, the recent one, recently it was released. So whatever articles have been published after that, 2016 till 2025, so those articles are there in the second book. I was thinking like whom to approach, and Gagan Narang was a friend of mine on Facebook, and he always sees my posts on Facebook with different sports persons and all. So I have met him also a couple of times in Hyderabad and one in Guwahati. So I had approached him. So his acknowledgement came, and he was also eager to write the foreword. But there was a delay in getting an acknowledgement from him, a little bit delay writing the foreword. So I was a little bit worried whether he will really write or not. So after some time, maybe after 1 month of time now, he wrote the foreword and sent it to me, and that was how it was. And I also sent him a copy of the book. Actually, I wanted to get the book released from him, but due to time constraint, he was not available. So I released the book from Goan, under the legend of Goan's personality, Brahmanand Shankwarkar. So he released the book in Goa. But so that is how I got from Gagan Narang, another Olympic medalist. So 2 books I have written, and 2 books written endorsed by 2 Olympic medalists is not a small achievement, I feel.
When you started your career into this sports journalism, did you think that you would go on to write 2 books? Forget about one. Writing a book itself is a big achievement. But when you started actually, how did it all begin? Like which were the publications you started with? Which were the magazines you engaged with?
The thing is that I started with Navin Times in 2012. So the sports columnist. So that was like the biggest break in my career I got, writing for Navin Times for their publication, Panorama. That was a Sunday magazine publication. So I got a break to write for their sports section, the last page. So they used to give me good coverage of the paper. That was half page on most of the times. So that was the biggest break I got. So that is my actually how career started. So before that, I had written for a cricket website for some time, that was 2007. But real break came in Navin Times 2012. So my friends used to make fun of me. So you are now in the big league, Rohit. So your name is getting published, the names of other legends like Gavaskar, Shastri, Lakshman, Harsha Bhogle. So they should also write for Navin. So their articles were getting published along with my article. So their name was there with along with my article. That used to happen every Sunday. So after Navin, I started writing for Gomandak Times, then Times of India, Goa Today, the Goan Everyday, National Herald, My Goa. So that the journey is how it started. So till now, like more than 350 of my articles have been published in various newspapers and magazines over a period of last about maybe 12-13 years, since 2012 when I started actually. So when I started, the book was never in mind. So I was just writing the articles out of passion. So suddenly one day idea struck, why not compile your body of work into a form of a book. So actually Harsha Bhogle's book, he was one of the idols when I was growing up. So he had published a book in 2009, Out of the Box. So that book was like inspiration, like if he came out with a book, why not myself come up with my book, because I had written various articles across sports, not just cricket and football, across like hockey, badminton, table tennis, swimming, chess, then squash, diving, lawn tennis, and then Olympic Games, National Games, then Commonwealth Games, and also general articles about sports. So I thought, why not compile the articles in a form of book. So I choose my best around 85 articles for my first book and compiled in the form of a book. So and I thought like whom to approach for the foreword. So that was another challenge. So that is how I approached Saina Nehwal, because I had her email address, and the rest, as they say, is history. She acknowledged the mail and sent her even the sign, a digital sign, and so she told that go ahead with it. The book looks very good, and go ahead. So that's how it started. Like maybe it was destined to happen, and it happened. And now similarly, after 2016, there was a slight delay actually. This book should have come much earlier because of COVID and all. We lost around 2 years. So there was little bit slight delay from the first and second book, which came after 9 years. So so now whatever articles after 2016 I published till 2025, around 85 articles again I chose, which are the best ones, and they have been published in a second book. And so there are also pressure from my friends also. They were saying that why not publish a part 2 of the book? The first book was there, why not part 2, 2.0? I said why not? So that was one more pressure was there also from me to publish a second book, another collection of different set of articles, different set of feature stories. So that is how it is started. And since already one big name had already published, written the foreword, so I always thought like somebody big name has to write the foreword of the next book as well.
That's true, that's true. But I have read from your book that you have covered, I think, 6 World Cups
Six World Cup.
across 3 sports, cricket, football and hockey. So could you share some things on those lines?
Yeah, that's true. I've covered 6 World Cups, like men's cricket World Cup in 2023, sorry. Then my first World Cup was under 17 football World Cup in 2017. That was a major FIFA tournament held in India. It was finals were held in Kolkata, and I had gone for the finals for that. So that was my first major World Cup to be covered. Then I even covered the Women's World Cup under 17 2022. The finals were in Navi Mumbai. I had also gone for that. Apart from that, 3 Hockey World Cups I have covered: 2018 in Odisha, Bhubaneswar, 2023 again in Odisha, and one more thing is 2021 Junior Hockey World Cup. That was during COVID times, when hardly any people used to travel for World Cups and all. Total 6 World Cups I have covered, and I'll be covering the Women's World Cup next month, happening in India, 2025 next month. So covering a World Cup is always a privilege, okay, to cover a World Cup, because you meet different kind of people, you get to travel, meet different sports persons, other people who are around there, and the atmosphere is always lively. And that is 3 sports. Like since I have already built a knowledge base about all the sports like cricket, football, because I follow all kind of sports. So covering that also all the fun, because also the childhood dream to cover World Cup, as many World Cups as possible. So 6 I have already covered, and the 7th one I will be covering next month. So just hoping, just keep on covering more and more World Cups in the future across sports. And now Goa also hosting Chess World Cup next month in October. So maybe that also I will be there, because I'm home state.
Good luck. But I think you are a man of coincidences. As I learn that your birthday is on April 2nd, and I think a lot of events have happened on that date, like India winning the 2011 World Cup in Mumbai, and you were there for the final.
Yes, yes.
And secondly, Saina Nehwal became world number 1 on April 2nd, 2015.
Yes.
So how is it? How is it happening that way?
Yeah, that is like a unique coincidence, maybe a divine intervention, I feel. The 2011 World Cup was held, India won on 2011 on my birthday, 2nd April. And one more interesting thing is that I had got the ticket to lucky draw.
Okay.
So that was like a birthday of a lifetime. I will never get a birthday again. India winning the World Cup, that too in your home country, and you are watching live in the stadium in Mumbai, in Wankhede Stadium. It was ultimate. And I had met Dhoni last year in Goa when he had come, and I had told about this incident. And it was, he just looked up on the skies, and I just understand that it was all destined, and because he was the captain of the team when India won the World Cup. And similarly thing, this Saina Nehwal had become a world number 1 on 2015, and I never thought like she will be writing the foreword of the book, and she had become world number 1 on my birthday, and she also happened to write the foreword of my maiden book. So maybe all it was destined. 2nd April, 2 unique events happened on my birthday. India winning the World Cup, and Saina Nehwal writing the foreword of my birthday, who had become world number 1 on the same day actually.
And subsequently you came up with your first book. And viewers, let me tell you one thing. There's an interesting fact about India winning the World Cup last year in the Caribbean, the T20 World Cup. And the man who won the World Cup for India and the gentleman sitting right beside me share the same name.
Yes, yes, that is also one more coincidence. Rohit Sharma had won the T20 World Cup last year in West Indies, and India won after 13 years ICC trophy. We were struggling to win for after the 2011 World Cup, which India won on my birthday. And after 13 years, he wins the World Cup. And after 1 year, 2025, I had written come with the next book, and he shares first name with me, Rohit Sharma, and my name also with Rohit. So I don't know, maybe another coincidence. So there are some lots of coincidences happening to me in the world of sports.
That's true. That's true. Interestingly, I've gone through your both the books, and I see a picture of you with the late Manohar Parrikar, the former CM, as well as when he was Defence Minister of India. You share a picture with him. So what was that about? Did you speak about your book with him, or did he call you?
I had a dream of like giving a copy of my book to Mr. Parrikar, but since he was most of the time in Delhi and I used to visit, means very rarely to Goa, maybe during weekends or like some other occasion. So meeting him was very tough. So this is so I had gone. This was Anant Chaturdashi day on 2016, 15th of September. So I had gone to this house in Anant Chaturdashi, Mamai Kamath house in Goa. So I just prayed to God. It was a late evening at 11 o'clock, and I just prayed to God that like maybe my wish, like meeting Parrikar, come true, and like I wanted to give a copy of a book to him. And the moment I entered, I just prayed and I went out. Means I was about to leave now actually, and I saw Parrikar just standing behind me. I was like surprised, like Parrikar also has come, and I had a copy of my book. I just went to my scooter, which was in my dicky. The book copy was in a dicky. So I just gave the copy of the book to him, and we were just sitting in the sofa. Actually, that also one more incident is there. Like he was sitting in the sofa, and nobody was there besides him. So every place was occupied in the room. And I asked Parrikar, like, can I sit besides him? And they said, okay, no problem. And one of my cousins took a picture with the Parrikar reading the book, and he was just reading the book and glances to the photos with the celebrities I had taken, and he told me about his incidences of visiting Gopichan Academy in Hyderabad and his Hyderabad visit, and his connection with sports and other things. So he was quite jovial and very interactive with the meeting. And I asked him, like, can I give a copy of my book to the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi? So he said, why not? You send a mail to him, or maybe you can give a copy to me. I'll give it to him. So after 2 days, Mr. Modi's birthday was the 17th of September. So I had sent a personal copy of the book to him. So after, to my surprise, after 1.5 months, I got a letter from Prime Minister's office acknowledging and thanking for the book copy to send to the Prime Minister. So that was like one unique incident. I'll still always remember this on my day. Maybe God heard my prayers that day, and all my wish, meeting Parrikar and getting letter from Modi's office, Prime Minister's office of India, got fulfilled. So really one amazing incident happened that day. I can't believe this. Like something like comes true, dreams come true. There's something, the divine intervention is there, and sometimes your prayers also get heard from the Almighty, I feel.
I've gone through your book. It's a great collection of various articles you've written, and your articles are well researched, analytical, and there's a lot of depth involved in that. So how do you prepare yourself? Of course, you must be doing a lot of research also to get through these articles. So how do you go about those preparations? It's more of a technicality. Sports is a technical aspect.
See, writing is not an easy job. Okay. You cannot write anything because it gets published in a newspaper. The body of work is published. So you should do lots of research work. See, I've been reading sports since my childhood, basically. So I have done, because I'm a voracious reader and I read lots of newspapers and magazines and all. So knowledge base has already been built over the years. So it is not like 1 or 2 years knowledge. It has been developed over the years, and across sports I have developed, because I love all kind of sports basically. So the knowledge is there. So I do lots of research work also, like what article to be published and what needs to be done and what stories, and that has evolved over the years through experiences. So since I am working as a full time in some other job, so I have the challenges are there, but I see to that whatever getting published, that is published with thorough research and thorough depth of analysis. So that is how it begins basically.
That's a great thing. But then you are an engineer, a computer engineer. So you have managed, you have balanced out your professional life as an engineer as well as a journalist. So how do you strike the balance? Be happy here also, be happy here also. It's a win-win situation for you.
See, balancing both is always tough. It's challenging. It's not so easy because when you have full-time job, when you are doing something passionately, writing sports columns for newspapers and magazines, so time is always a constraint. So whatever I have to do after office hours. So whatever time you get after office hours, that time you have to do research work and whatever stories you have to write. So you keep a track of all the developments happening day to day in the world of sports. So I keep a track of all the events, so that helps you to build to what stories needs to become, like what article you need to write. So keeping a track of all the events like on daily basis is one thing, and then you have to, once you get the idea, then you go deep into that and just develop your research and keep researching and do as much research as possible, will come up with the stories. So that is always a challenge, actually balancing both. Time is always the constraint because this is not your full-time job, so the time is a factor always.
Because to become a successful journalist, I believe that exposure to the environment around you is very important. Being cocooned in a state like Goa will not help you to develop you as a evolved journalist. So I think you must have done a lot of traveling also, both in Goa and out of Goa also. So how that has helped you to enhance your skills in writing?
Yes,
I mean in terms of getting exposure to different environments.
Yeah, see, say as a journalist, you have to travel, and since you are, what you're saying is right. Since you are in Goa, the exposure is very much limited over here. So I have traveled across India, like for various sports events, not just cricket World Cups or football World Cups, hockey World Cup, like for IPL matches, then ISL matches. I have traveled even outside Goa for that. IPL doesn't happen in Goa, so I have traveled across India, Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad. Then I have covered multiple international tournaments, like multi-sports event like South Asian Games, Afro Asian Games. Then apart from that, I also covered Khelo India Games. Khelo India Games never happened in Goa, so for that also I have traveled across India, and also covered marathons, also international marathons which is happening across India. So I keep traveling outside Goa for sports events. So that is my passion. Sports is a passion also, and traveling also is a passion for me. So I love what I'm doing. So that automatically connects. Basically, you should love both, not just sports, but also traveling also. And you meet different kind of people, different cultures from India. So it's always a happy, goody situation, like to meeting different people and loving what you really like to do. And you develop rapport with sports persons and the people who are organizing the tournaments. So they have become good friends over the years. Even sports celebrities I meet so many times. So sometimes you meet them for multiple occasions. So that time also you have developed a rapport, and it helps connecting a lot, and it gives a lots of pleasure and satisfaction when you are going for these tournaments, for not just for in Goa but outside Goa also. Yeah, because Goa you don't have that many tournaments happening international level where it's happening across India.
You have interacted with many legends of the sports, like for example Ravi Shastri, Sunil Gavaskar, Saina Nehwal, and many others. So which is the most memorable interaction you ever had in your career?
See, there were many interactions which have been memorable. Thanks to my journey in media as a sport journalist, I had the good fortune of meeting big names of Indian sports, starting from Sunil Gavaskar to Saina Nehwal, PV Sindhu, Harsha Bogle, then Neeraj Chopra, Abhinav Bindra. I have met them. One of the pleasurable things is Gavaskar writing birthday wishes to me on his book. I had given a copy on his book, actually it was. So he had written happy birthday to me, and the world, it was during IPL match in Bangalore a couple of years back, 2023. So he wrote the birthday wishes to me. So that was one of the most pleasurable moments for me, very happy from a legend writing for me. And he knows me personally because he sent me birthday wishes also through email, and I also wish him through email. So that connection is there. Then Saina Nehwal also, she wrote the foreword. I had sent a copy of my second book and got an acknowledgement from my dad for thanking me for that. And when I met Leander in Goa, so he insisted on writing autograph copy of my first book to him, and he said he'll keep in his library. And he said that second book that was under compilation that time, so he is saying looking forward to a second book, so I want that copy also, so I can keep in his library. So similarly, I met Ravi Shastri and Gundappa Vishwanath, Dilip Sarkar, Manika Batram, Anju Bobby George, lots of them. Like there's a big collection of photographs which I put in the book also, which all the celebrities. So Virat Kohli also I met, Mahendra Singh Dhoni last year I met. A lot of them, like I just met just who's of Indian sports across gender, across generations, across sports. Lots of them. They're like literally big collection. Maybe I've been lucky or maybe blessed. I don't know what to say, but I've met them, like literally Olympic medalist winners, World Cup winners, lots of them.
Apart from sports, I think you have written for children magazine Tinkle. So tell us something about that. It's a very interesting inclusion in your book. You have mentioned a copy of that story which appeared in Tinkle. Can you just give us some insight into it?
So that was actually my first story. It was in my childhood days, 1994. So that story on Tinkle was published, Shikari Shambhu. So I used to I used to send a lot of stories to Tinkle, but they never got published, and I used to get letter from them that don't get disheartened and keep trying. So just keep trying. I just kept on trying and sending stories to them, and one day it got published. So I became an overnight star in my school. That was in school, and Tinkle was a big childhood magazine, and getting published in a story was Tinkle was kind of a huge achievement. And in like 4 pages they published the story in Tinkle, and it was like a big thing for me. I still have a copy of that Tinkle, and it was nice memories of the past. So I think that was like talent was also there, writing talent since childhood, I feel. And after that, in 2002, there was one competition, Navin Times, for a short writing competition on sport during Football World Cup. So that time I won 3rd prize in all Goa. So that was one more turning point in my life. So I thought like writing talent is there in sports, not just in writing for comics, but even sports also, which I had always had a passion. So that is how it developed, and over the years it just got improved and improved. That's it.
Yeah, that was very nice listening to you, Rohit. Before we wind up, I would like to ask you one final question. You have a quick message for youngsters, aspiring journalists who want to take up this profession.
Yeah. See, for budding journalists, I would just say, if you have the passion for journalism, just pursue it. There will be a lot of challenges in life. And one more thing, journalists should have, that you should be a voracious reader. You just keep on reading whatever things about sport, the different kind of sports, not just related to popular sports like cricket and football, but other sports as well. And never don't give up on your hobbies or dreams. If you have passion, then go ahead. Lots of challenges will come. For me also, there are a lot of challenges came, but I just never stop. So you should have that attitude, never die attitude. If you have that, then you'll always succeed in life, no matter what happens to you.
That's a great take-home message from a very renowned journalist, Rohit Bhandiye, and I wish him all the best in his future endeavors. And I thank Doordarshan wholeheartedly for having given me the opportunity. I am actually honored to be here to have interviewed a good friend like Rohit. Thank you.